Welcome, football fans. Today we're diving into the story of a coach whose presence has shaped one of the biggest stages in American sports, a man whose leadership blends quiet strength with sharp intellect, and whose journey reflects the complex beauty of modern college football. This is a tribute to Ryan Day, the strategist, the leader, the mentor, and the steady force who carries the weight of legacy with remarkable composure. Settle in as we explore his path, his impact, and the unique influence he continues to have on the game, the athletes he coaches, and the culture he builds. Let's begin. Ryan Day's story is one of those journeys defined not by a single moment of breakthrough, but by a gradual accumulation of experiences, challenges, and triumphs that shaped him into the leader he is today. His rise in the coaching world did not happen through loud self-promotion or dramatic narrative shifts. It unfolded through consistent excellence, an unrelenting attention to detail, and a deep understanding of the human side of the sport. When you look at Day, you see a coach who didn't simply inherit a position. He earned it through years of dedication, learning, and refinement, each step preparing him for the lights, pressures, and expectations that come with leading Ohio State football. Even before stepping into the head coaching role, Day already possessed a quiet confidence that set him apart. As a former quarterback, he understood the position not only physically but intellectually. He knew what it meant to stand in the pocket when the noise swelled, the pressure mounted, and all eyes turned toward one person. That experience shaped his philosophy. Leadership requires calm, clarity, decisiveness, and the ability to drown out the external chaos to hear the inner voice that knows what must be done. It's a mindset that would later define his identity as one of the most composed and emotionally intelligent coaches in the country. His early coaching years were spent absorbing the intricacies of the game, learning from mentors, refining concepts, and developing a reputation as one of the sharpest offensive minds in football. Yet what made Day special was not just his understanding of schemes or play design. It was the way he related to players. He knew how to teach, how to communicate, how to build trust. He treated quarterbacks with the same balance of challenge and support that great teachers give their best students. It wasn't enough for him to develop players physically. He wanted them to understand the why behind decisions, the logic behind progressions, the nuance behind leverage and timing. It's why so many quarterbacks blossomed under him. He didn't just coach the position, he elevated it. When he arrived at Ohio State, he walked into a culture already defined by decades of excellence. But instead of being overwhelmed by that weight, he embraced it. He absorbed everything, the history, the expectations, the traditions, and understood that his job wasn't simply to maintain the program, but to continue its evolution. That's a difficult balance for any coach stepping into a storied institution. Honor the past, but don't be trapped by it. Day understood that better than most. He recognized that the key to sustainable success was not copying what had been done before, but building upon it with innovation, adaptability, and authenticity. The moment his interim role turned into full leadership was a turning point not only for him, but for the entire program. With the world watching, with every analyst dissecting his potential, with fans wondering how the next chapter of Ohio State football would look, Day stepped forward with a calmness that belied the magnitude of the moment. He didn't try to be someone else. He didn't try to imitate previous leaders. He carried himself with quiet authority, proving that he understood the magnitude of the responsibility but wasn't burdened by it. It was his steadiness that reassured players, parents, and fans that the program was in capable hands. His early seasons delivered exactly what was needed: stability, explosiveness, and a reinvigorated offensive identity. His teams played with precision and confidence. Quarterbacks excelled, receivers thrived, and the offense often looked like a machine engineered by someone who saw the field through a lens others didn't possess. The execution, the rhythm, the spacing, it all reflected Day's fingerprints, his mastery of offensive architecture. And yet, even as the victories accumulated and the offensive numbers soared, he remained grounded. There was no sense of self-congratulation. Everything was about preparation, improvement, and the next challenge ahead. One of the most compelling aspects of Day's legacy is the way he blends tactical intelligence with genuine empathy. In a sport often defined by hard edges and uncompromising toughness, he brought something different: emotional awareness, relatability, and an understanding that athletes are human beings before they are players. He made mental health a central conversation within the program, not an afterthought. He spoke openly, vulnerably, and courageously about his own experiences, creating an environment where honesty wasn't a weakness but a form of strength. This leadership style resonated deeply with players, helping them navigate pressures that often extend far beyond the field. Players consistently describe Day not just as a coach, but as a mentor who pays attention to who they are, not only what they can do. He asks questions. He listens. He cares about the details of their lives. He understands the emotional weight that young athletes carry, especially in an era defined by social media, national scrutiny, and heightened expectations. His ability to connect with them, to make them feel valued beyond their performance, is one of the reasons his teams remain unified even when the outside world becomes chaotic. Under Day, trust is not an abstract concept. It is a foundational pillar. Of course, leadership at Ohio State comes with immense pressure. Every game is magnified, every loss scrutinized, every decision evaluated through a microscope. Few positions in sports endure the kind of weekly examination that comes with coaching this program. Yet Day's strength has always been in how he handles the storms. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't lash out. He doesn't deflect blame. He absorbs criticism with composure, addresses shortcomings with honesty, and responds with the same consistent preparation that has always defined him. That resilience is a testament to his character. Pressure reveals people, and Day's response has shown a leader built for the long haul. The narrative surrounding him has evolved over the years, shaped by success, adversity, iconic moments, and difficult losses. But that's the nature of coaching at the highest level. What remains constant is his devotion to the craft, his love for his players, his belief in the program, and his unwavering commitment to excellence. Day is not a leader who seeks shortcuts or excuses. He faces challenges with determination, learns from them, and uses them as fuel to push forward. That ability to stay centered, especially in the most emotionally charged moments, is what separates great coaches from the rest. Recruiting is another domain where Day's influence is profound. He doesn't just attract talent, he attracts character. He recruits families as much as he recruits athletes. He speaks with authenticity, connects through empathy, and builds relationships founded on trust. Parents trust him not because of the wins and the prestige, but because they sense that their sons will be coached by someone who sees them as whole people. That reputation has become one of the program's strongest assets. On the field, Day's teams consistently reflect his philosophy: intelligent, disciplined, balanced, and explosive. Even in the toughest environments, they play with poise. Even in games that demand adaptability, they respond with clarity. Day doesn't simply script plays. He designs frameworks that allow quarterbacks and skill players to flourish within structure while still expressing creativity. His offenses feel less like rigid systems and more like living organisms, dynamic, responsive, and always one step ahead. But perhaps the most fascinating part of Day's story is that it's still very much in progress. He is a coach in the middle chapters of his career, not the final ones. His legacy is growing, not concluded. Every season brings new challenges, new expectations, new storylines, and new opportunities for growth. And yet his approach remains the same: grounded, thoughtful, relentless in preparation, and fiercely committed to his players. His impact transcends football strategy. He shapes young men, teaches them how to carry themselves, how to handle adversity, how to stay composed under pressure, and how to channel their strengths with purpose. Many of the players who leave his program speak about him with deep gratitude because he helped them become better athletes, but more importantly, better people. That is the mark of a true leader. When future scholars of the game reflect on this era of Ohio State football, they won't just talk about record books and scoreboards. They will talk about a coach who led with heart, intelligence, and unwavering integrity. A coach who embraced the responsibility of carrying a historic program into a new era. A coach who understood that leadership is not about volume, but about vision. A coach who balanced the weight of expectation with the humanity of connection. A coach who proved that strength and compassion can coexist, and often, they create the most resilient teams. Ryan Day's story is more than a football journey. It is a testament to the power of steady leadership, emotional intelligence, and the belief that excellence is built through consistency rather than spectacle. His influence will continue to ripple through every player he mentors, every coach he inspires, and every fan who watches him navigate the complexities of one of sports' highest pressure roles with grace and determination. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the journey of Ryan Day, a leader whose impact stretches far beyond game day and far beyond the scoreboard. If you enjoyed this tribute, be sure to like, share, and stay connected for more stories that spotlight the figures shaping the world of sports with passion, integrity, and purpose. Until next time, thanks for watching.